Hi, my name is Ajua Musea, and you're watching Let's Create Art with LM Kaz.
Hello there, it's LM Kaz here again, and I am here talking to a designer artist that makes jewelry. His name is Cologne. Hello, Cologne.
Hello, how are you?
I am good today, sir. Can you quickly tell the audience about your neck piece and how can one find this?
Okay, well, this is a piece I created in sterling silver and 14 karat gold with a little polymer clay. It's all handmade. I use precious and semi-precious stones. This piece is a pharaoh. It represents greatness. It represents me because I try to make it look like me. Basically, the pharaoh is someone who is basically of great importance. He's a ruler. He is someone with great knowledge, and I can go on about that. But I have a store on Livernois and 7 Mile. It is 19132 Livernois, and the store is called C. Granston Bullard Design Studio.
Wow, thank you so much. And you see that you do bracelets as well. Oh, wow.
Earrings, necklaces, you name it, and all in sterling silver and gold.
I'm going to be wearing some Cologne jewelry very soon. You will see it the next time I do a show. Okay, I'll be right back with you guys momentarily. Thank you, Cologne. And how can people find you?
You can give me a call at 313-282-8216 or visit my Facebook page. It's called Cam Dynasty Sculptural Art Jewelry.
I have the founders of the Breakfast Club with me. I have got these guys, and I just want to ask them a couple of questions. I have Mr. Henry Harper here, and I have Mr. Harold Braggs here. Hello today, gentlemen.
Hello. How are you?
Hello.
So can you just quickly tell the audience, how did you guys start the Breakfast Club, and what made you start it? And did you expect to ever get this big and spectacular?
No.
Total surprise.
Absolute surprise. We started the Breakfast Club. I was working for Harold Braggs to help him with his art collection, and he was just retired from his company, and I asked Mr. Braggs to meet me at a restaurant for breakfast to talk about art and what we did as field trips the week before. So we met for about 4 or 5 years, just the two of us, and other people would come in together. And then Ken Myrie came to the Breakfast Club, and when Ken Myrie came to the Breakfast Club, he invited
Michael Horner. Ken was one of the few people came and visited, but they wouldn't stay. But Ken was one of the guys that stayed. He came and he stayed. He's been there ever since. And he brought Michael, and Michael brought their friends, and that's how everybody got here.
And then it just grew and grew and grew. And we were in this restaurant in the morning, and we got kicked out in the morning because we were taking over their entire business. And then somebody came up with the idea about let's do it at 5 o'clock, and then it doubled. And so the whole idea is to bring young artists in and millennial artists in and collectors, and bring collectors together for the spontaneity that's involved in art, and also to grow the collector community here in Detroit. And I emphasize to young artists all the time, they need to collect. They need to understand that their work is currency, so they can trade their work amongst each other and build collections to pass on to the next generation.
Yeah, and the main thing is fellowship. We fellowship together. We talk. All ages talk. Even my young granddaughter, 8, she's excited about it. So we come and we share information, and that's the main thing, because when we started collecting, my wife and I, it was so hard to find out information about art and artists, and that was one of our goals here. So now we share information with everyone. We try to encourage everyone to share what's going on, the different venues that they're participating in, shows and whatnot like that.
Okay.
More African American art was sold in Detroit since the 1930s than any other city in this country because of the automobile industry and those kinds of things. And so sharing the business of art, and we would like to see people start a breakfast club like this one in their own cities, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Georgia. Just get together. Oh, I'm sorry.
Next question. This has become more of a conglomerate community for artists. It's almost like an artist community. But my question to you is, are you guys ready to make this a nonprofit? Take it to the next level. Start writing down names, getting books, getting a secretary, treasury, and really making this big. Because if you do that, getting it tax exempted, you can spread out that word, get it trademarked, get the name copywritten, and actually get it to be, Breakfast Club Miami, Breakfast Club Chicago. If you need help, just let me know.
We've given it some thought. There's been some talk of doing something like that, but there's nothing concrete right now.
And I'm also concerned about losing the spontaneity of the group by becoming tightly organized, because people come here with a lot of energy. When you have to pay dues and when you have to show up and be obligated to show up, we lose the spontaneity. I do understand what you're saying, because when 3 people get together, somebody needs to be the president and need to organize. But the reason this has been enormously successful is spontaneity. And so I don't necessarily know.
Well, I will say this. I do agree with you, but what you have is so magical. This magic will not disintegrate because you start that. You have a lot of young people that would love to have these groups on a college campus and have these talks. You have started something. You have a snowball effect with the Breakfast Club. I'm here to tell you, from the young community, they want more of the Breakfast Club. I told people about the Breakfast Club, they're raving. People hear about this, they're raving. All I'm saying is, maybe one day this can grow more and still keep the essence of this community, where they can have their own communities in other places.
And the spontaneity.
And the spontaneity. We cannot forget that. And I have Miss Judge Jeberdine Ford here. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am good today. Miss Jeberdine Ford, she is...
I'm one of the judges at 36th District Court, Deborah Geraldine Bledsoe Ford, but I'm also a member of the Breakfast Club.
And I'm awesome person, I may add.
Thank you. My husband and I are art collectors, but I recently started showing work, craftsmanship. That means crocheting and floral designs.
Wow. So how long have you been crocheting and doing what you do?
Oh, since I was 6.
Wow. And I remember at one meeting you showed a crochet of like a strawberry floral pink reddish design.
Yeah, I showed one earlier today too.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I showed to you.
Okay, thank you. You know, it's a funny story how I met her. She actually brought one of my pieces of art a couple of years ago, and then we were at a black tie affair.
At the gallery, at Joe's Gallery.
Yeah, she brought a piece of my art from Joe's Gallery, and then I ran into her at a black tie event for Miss
University Detroit.
Yep, University of Detroit. I was there as a guest speaker, and I ran into her. It was so ironic that I just had heard about her, and then I met her in person.
Oh, you were auctioning art. I think you were auctioning art or showing your art that night.
Yeah, I was showing art, and I was supposed to speak. But
and I recognized the artwork. It's the same type of, from the same person of the artwork I had.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, that's how we met. And I walked up, I said, I think I have your art.
I strive to keep my art original and authentic and really urban, cosmopolitan.
It's beautiful. I have 2 pieces.
You guys should get some.
Yeah, and I put one in the church during Easter time for the Easter tea, and I put a bonnet on her, and because we were having the Easter tea and we were wearing our hats and bonnets, it's fabulous.
Fabulosity at its finest, honey. And you know what? I actually have a special gift for her. She has brought one of my mannequins before, and she wanted me to make another one, and I did that. But I also made an extra one for her, a very beautiful gold mannequin, so she can put her beautiful grandmother's piece that she made. No, I did. And I'm going to bring it next week for her. I didn't want to overwhelm her, but I do have it. And she's one of my favorite collectors.
I crocheted a piece for my grandmother.
It's so good to know good people, and then you meet them and you keep running to them. That means that, you know, we have something here. But she's an artist as well as an art collector, and she does very good work for the city of Detroit. She has it in her system to help people. She's been a judge downtown, and I believe your mother or your father was a judge.
My mother was a judge, Geraldine Bledsoe Ford, her brother William Bledsoe, and my grandfather was a lawyer, a first assistant attorney general of Michigan, and my father's in the Football Hall of Fame, Lenny Ford. He played for the Cleveland Browns.
Google it, baby.
Yeah.
Go Google it. Well, thank you so much, Miss Ford. Me too. Thank you so much.
I love these ladies. I call them ladies. You got to see them. They're mannequins. You got to see them. And when you dress them up and make them look like you or your style, it'll bounce out any room in your house or anything you want to accentuate. They're beautiful. And I have one of her paintings upstairs in a room I use very often.
You know, I actually got interviewed by Javante Gray with the Better Detroit Youth Movement. And that was the first time I showed him live when I got interviewed for that guy. So maybe next time I'll do a show and I'll show my ladies. I'll show my mannequin displays. Hey guys, we are back and I have Brian Nixon with me. He is an amazing artist. I am jealous of his art because I'm not as great as him, but one day I will be. Hello, Brian.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. Can you please tell the audience about the type of art you make and what's your medium?
My mediums are acrylic, and I also use Prismacolor and artist pens. I do a lot of portraits. That's the type of art that I do, illustrative portraits. And I like to paint a lot of portraits as well.
Okay. Let me ask you this. When you're doing your mediums with your acrylics, do you have a special technique that you do to make it look so fluid?
Most of the time, I just throw a lot of the colors together. I do a lot of mixing. I don't necessarily mix my paint before. I just put all the paint together, and then I take the paintbrush and then I mix it with the water. And that's mainly the technique that I use. Like, I don't really have like a certain set way or a set way that I mix the colors. I just kind of just go in, put the paint down, and then start painting.
Okay, my last question, Mr. Brian. If you were to give a young person any advice on how to become an artist and how to believe in their art, what would you tell them?
Well, the first thing I would tell them is to believe in their own art, believe in themselves for one, and be obsessed with their art. Never stop, never doubt yourself. So that's one of the main things that I would say.
Thank you so much. And can you let the audience know how they can find you or if they want to see some of your beautiful art?
You can go to my website, www.artbybnick.com. Also, you can go to my Instagram at artbybnick. You can also go to my Facebook, Brian Nixon.
Alrighty, and there you have it. I have Mr. Brian Nixon here with me, and we're at the Breakfast Club at Noni's Grill. Tell them cows, and we are at Noni's Grill on Livernois between 7 and 8 Mile, and we are here with the Breakfast Club. I have a Breakfast Club member, one of my favorite artists. When I get my money right, I can get some of his art. I have Mr. Darren Darby with me. Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I am dandy and full of candy. Can you please let the audience know what type of art that you do, and how is it distinguishedly different from most?
Well, my process is called lay puzzle, which is layered puzzled images. A lot of people confuse it with collage, but it's nothing like a collage because it's layered puzzled images as it is said. So I cut out every color, puzzle it together using negative space to create the image.
It is absolutely amazing. Just hear him described as like, because he is so true. It literally, when you see it with the eye, you don't know what you're really looking at, but you have to ask him for him to explain it to you. The negative space he uses is incredible. Okay, next question. How long have you been doing art?
I've been doing art practically all my life. Ever since I was about 10 years old, I've been drawing cartoons and superheroes, things of that nature, painting, charcoal.
Okay, and my last question. How long have you been part of the Breakfast Club and how has it changed you?
I've been a part of the Breakfast Club for a little over a year now, and it has changed my art business. I mean, dramatically. I mean, it's totally different. It really introduced me to the business side of art. I never knew that art was like this until I came to the Breakfast Club.
I can agree with you. Since I've only been in the Breakfast Club since, I think, April of 2017. And since I've been here, I met some of the most amazing, incredible Detroiters I have ever ran across and the most professional people the city has to offer. I am humbled to be a part of the Breakfast Club, and we have other beautiful people here as well that appreciate the Breakfast Club, and we hope it keeps growing. So, before I get you to go, can you let the audience know how they can find your art? Maybe a gallery, maybe a Facebook or Instagram?
Actually, just come to the Breakfast Club.
Just come to the Breakfast Club and catch up with Darren Darby. Like I said, we're right here on Livernois between 7 and 8 Mile. You really can't miss it. I have one of my favorites, probably the most loveliest person I've met that does art. This lady is phenomenal. I've seen her art before I met her, so I was already a big fan. So when I met her, I had like goosebumps and stuff, but now I'm starting to get used to it because I'm in the Breakfast Club as well. It's an honor. I have Miss Judy Bowman with me. Hello, Miss Judy.
Hi, how are you?
I am dandy and full of candy, and I have her grandson here, Nigel McReynolds, right?
Yes, it is.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
And you are an artist too, right? And this is your grandmother, right? It runs in the family here. So, Miss Judy Bowman, really quick, can you tell people, were you trained to do such beautiful, magnificent work that you do, or does it come natural, or is it a combination?
It's a combination. I've done artwork since I was in kindergarten, and I studied at Spelman. And so, but I stopped doing my work for a really long time until I retired, and then I started doing it again. And it's just been a wild ride. I mean, a great ride. So I'm having fun, and I'm bringing my grandson in. He was an artist, but he wouldn't use his artwork. And so finally he saw his brother, who's also an artist, and that's when he said, I'm gonna do it, even though I was doing work first.
It's a competitive thing. He seen the brother, he said, oh no, you can't do all the great creative things without me, so you like, I gotta come in here and get a little shine on. But Nigel is a very great artist. I actually just brought some of his cards because he ran out last week. So if you guys want to catch him here, he sells his cards, he sells original art here, and he's only starting at $30. So you guys come down and catch him here at 90's Grill on Mondays, and you might be lucky enough to get an original piece, or you can get some of his beautiful cards that he made. Do you have a Facebook or Instagram that people can follow you at?
No, I don't actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, how old are you again?
15.
15, I'm sorry. My kids ain't on Facebook right now, so I understand. But if they want to find you, they can reach your grandmother, or they can catch you here, right? All righty. Well, I have a legacy standing right here. This is beautiful. One more question, Ms. Judy Bowman. Can you let everyone know? I know we asked last time when we were at the car center, but again, for the audience, can you tell them where they can find your art in the galleries?
I am in Joe's Gallery on Livernois. I'm at Mac's Gallery. I have my own studio at my home, so you can find me there. I'm on Facebook. I have my own website, so you can find me a lot of places.
And you do like collage pieces. That's what you're known for, the collage pieces.
Yes.
And by the way, I seen a portrait that she did. Didn't even know that she did portraits. Stunning. Okay, so check Judy Bowman out. If you're an artist and you want to know what's going on, who's hot, Judy Bowman is a person art that you really need to know. Okay, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Virgil. I got to meet him before he's famous, guys. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and end the show here. I want to thank everybody that was involved. I want to thank everybody that had a chance to talk today, and we can get the word out about artists. And I just also want to just say thank you to the Breakfast Club and 90's Grill for allowing us to come here today and do what we do best, talk about art and get a chance to expose these artists behind the scenes. You guys know you guys can follow me. My information is going to come up, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.